in jujitsu,
Go ahead.
trying to get jujitsu. Would you train me for that? Could we kind of work on hip mobility and things like that? And I'm like, you know what, dude, I haven't done jujitsu in a while. Ended up going, kind of fell in love with it again. So then moving out this way, I was like, dude, I'm leaving a really good gym,
Right.
good dudes, good community. Like, I need to shop around a little bit. And there was a couple spots that were really, really good, like a Roots Jiu-Jitsu. There's Josh Cisneros that's training over there. I think he's like UFC, BJJ, and all that jazz. So like that
Yeah.
was really appealing. Sugar Sean's spot, I think out in Peoria. I'm like, dude, that sounds pretty sick.
Yeah.
And I found Steve, and Steve's real into like kettlebell stuff, maces, sandbags. He actually did a certification through Nazo.
Oh.
So we started lifting together a couple times first. And I was like, oh, you're an instructor. Let me go check out your gym. And actually, that's the biggest reason I've been successful coming out this way. And it's like arguably more luck than skill driven.
Mm-hmm.
But the gym that I ended up going to, which is East Mesa Aries, I met one client there. Now I'm working with her family. I'm working with her family's friends. I'm working with the friends of the friends. I'm working with their kids, their grandparents. Like, I kind of realized the jujitsu side.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, but the reason I found that gym was like way beyond jujitsu. Like that was a whole new community I kind of found myself in.
Yeah.
It's been rewarding, dog, but it was tough. It took some shopping around, and like you find your right fit. Like there's certain things I think are a little bit not weird, but not for me in jujitsu.
Right.
If I have to wear your gi and your like rash guard,
Yeah.
I got some cool ones in the closet, bro. Why can't I wear?
Right. Yeah, that's like my one of the things I've seen too. I'm like, nothing against that. Like I have some stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
it just makes it kind of hard. And then sometimes, you get comfortable rolling in a certain room and
Mm.
the guys. Like for me, I'm 40, and the room I'm in, I'm usually the younger guy, which is great. I will take that. I don't want to be the old guy in the room and get beat up by young guys, So like it is kind of when you look around, you're like, crap, man, it's hard to get out of that comfort zone too, right?
Absolutely, dude. And that's a sport where it requires so much trust, bro. Like I know
Right.
we've rolled together before. Like you have to trust that person, man, because if they don't know what they're doing, or maybe you don't know what you're doing, and you
Right.
turn the wrong way,
Right.
it all goes. Like it's not worth it.
It's hard because it's a lot of learning involved because like it's hard to explain to someone, but like right away almost if you know your body, if that person's like just trying to hurt you or
Mm.
if they're rolling hard. It's if you're new to that, you can't really tell, right? Like
Right.
when we roll, like I'm like, yeah, I can tell you were going hard, but it wasn't like you were trying to hurt me. Like, and it's like
Yeah.
that stuff's scary sometimes. You're like, if you don't know that person's like, oh crap, he's trying to hurt me. That's just different.
Yeah, and I mean we've all been there as well too. Like you're going with the dude, maybe he's new or maybe he's trying
Right,
to test you a certain way, and they go a little too much.
right,
I never wanted to be that dude. I mean,
right.
even in a
Never. Right.
hey, get in a little heel hook position, I'm like, brother, heel hook's right here.
Yeah.
Don't turn too fast.
Right.
You know, like you don't want to hurt your training partners, your buddies, especially with like what we do for work, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Be injured, bro. That's our livelihood at the same
Right.
time. Not
Right.
worth all.
Right. Yeah. So I tap early anyways. Okay.
Yeah, or at
So
least out.
talk to me, man. You how did you do all this functional movement stuff? I want to think. I think back to this post. I think you had the bar loaded. You were squatting with your feet in, toes out, and
Okay.
people were like talking crap. Like, I mean, one, you handled it well, I think, and two, like how did you get into that? Because the way we learn things is you're supposed to squat, here, perfect. Like, talk to me about
Right.
all that stuff, man.
Dude, and that's actually, it's so funny. I was randomly looking at some of my stuff that I've had posted on TikTok, and I saw a comment from like 3 years ago on that same video, and the dude was just like, "But why though?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's a great question. I wish I would have saw this comment years back."
Right.
So the whole functional side, I've always been fascinated by it, and I think even before I got to gymnazo, like kettlebells seemed intriguing. There's something that seems like innately, I don't want to say like human or like primal sounds kind of cheesy as well, but like
Yeah, it does.
I mean, instinctive movement. It seems like there's something in our DNA that enjoys that.
Right.
And to me, it seems like I like that a little bit more than some of the traditional sense of lifting.
Mhm.
The key for me and kind of how I fell in love with it all and actually found all these opportunities. I was going through kinesiology at Cal Poly, and I was getting ready to graduate, and I needed to get my senior project done. And they said, "Hey, man, you can do work experience for like 12 weeks. You could do a big research paper." I know myself well enough to know I experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to write a paper.
Yeah.
And my neighbor at the time in Shell Beach was like, bro, I'm at this new gym. It's a little different, a little funky, but I think you're going to dig it. It's called Jonathon. So I cruised out that way. I saw CJ coach a session, and my whole route in my mind is like, okay, graduate kinesiology. Let's go physical therapy school. Like this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Saw his approach in the sessions, and I was like, this is what I thought that PT route was going to give me access to, this creative problem solving big community full of like love. And so I mean from then on, dude, I was like, let me see what these guys have to offer. And that led me to the Gray Institute, to David Weck, to Barbell Landmine, to Leo Savage, to all these really cool people that seem to go beyond the movement piece and actually want that like person to person connection that I think is so important.
Yeah. So, like, is that, because part of the functional applied science, is or yeah, fellow of applied functional science is like learning how to move 3D. Like, talk to me about that experience because I know some of it does go with the traditional sense and some of it goes against that. Like, what was your experience going through that process?
It just made sense. And I think circling back to that squat video where we're switching the toe positions and stuff, I think traditionally, and I have a couple different theories about this, like I think physical therapy and bodybuilding were kind of born at the same time, so they had a heavy influence on each other. Don't know how true that is or not, but it seems to make sense to me. But like when I think back to, maybe college lifting or high school lifting, what would I dictate as a successful squat? And it's usually range of motion. A little bit wider feet, a little bit of a toe out. Now I know biomechanically that allows for a better range of motion. Once I got exposed to like the functional side of stuff, I saw the gaps in like preparedness. I like to anticipate potential problems for myself in pretty much all aspects of my life,
Mhm.
always have. As soon as I saw training that could do that, like, well, I probably could find myself in that position. Maybe I could be there. Oh, if I'm on a hike and my foot slips out, I could see myself landing kind of like that. So why wouldn't I take those more functional three-dimensional movements, integrate it into my own training, and then reap the benefits of that? Less injuries, better athletic performance. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, so you were a basketball player in high school. Did you play other sports too?
Yeah, I did football, basketball, baseball, and I did 1 year of water polo.
Okay. And then so during that time, did you feel like you were kind of missing stuff? We were just going standard lifting. Did you feel like yeah, I mean, talk to me about that. Did you have a pretty good weight room foundation in high school?
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, hard to say now, knowing what I know and kind of like the shit that I dig in my movement. I don't say anything like I wouldn't knock it for any necessary like specific reason. Good programming, really push the strength side, like 3 to 5 reps of everything. But injuries, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think, it was my sophomore year. If you wanted to be in the weight room for PEA was the class, starting squat was 3 plates. And it's like,
Jesus.
bro, I'm a kid. My body's still kind of growing. So I remember throwing 4 plates and a 25 on because we're, encouraged go heavy, go heavy, go heavy. Low back popped, boom.
Ah,
Oh, and set me out for a couple weeks. So that was always on my mind as I was kind of growing up. I'm like that, like you shouldn't get injured preparing for your sport. Like this should only fuel you to have a better performance on the court, on the field, XYZ, whatever it may be. So I think it was good from like a strength gaining standpoint, but the gaps were always there. So I guess another part of that is I would look to what like the pro dudes were doing, right? Like Derrick Rose. Let me see what's his
mm,
highlight kind of mixtape looking like. What's his training? What's his recovery? And now you have like the LeBron James and things like that.
right.
So even if the school side didn't meet it, I think I was always like genuinely curious about what is like the cutting edge
Yeah.
way to train to get ready for something.
Yeah. I think it's funny because I'm a little bit older than you. We had these things called jump soles.
Oh, bro, with the
Yeah.
forefoot.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
like my buddy had them and he like didn't use them. I'm like, can I use them? And I don't know if it's like obviously a bias, but I feel like I could still jump high because I wore those things.
Really?
Yeah, I
Dude.
feel like it just made me use that forefoot more. Like there was no heel, right? You put it on, so you're only using the front half of your foot. And I just felt like I don't know if I jumped higher after that. And I kind of kept some. It was just crazy. Like I felt like that was like a cool tool. And I kind of like you've always been like fascinated. Like how can I do something to make me good at this, right? So I think it's always been like that way for me. You mentioned something earlier about like the kettlebell being more like primal or instinctive or functional. I think there's something to that because if you really think back, if you think back, I think back, or someone else who's listening thinks back, that first time we put the bar on our back, it was
Mm.
like very uncomfortable, very awkward. Like you didn't know how to hold it. Like it was like it's not comfortable, right? And yeah, there's a part of it where like you gotta grind through some stuff, but like it didn't feel right. Whereas like a kettlebell, the shape of it, most people can just pick it up. It's not scary. You can start messing with it. There's so many things you can do with it. So I think there's something there to like kind of what you said about the kettlebell versus a barbell.
Absolutely, dude. And even the way you're saying it right there, I'm kind of trying to tie like what's the common ground between kettlebell, mace, landmine, the rope? Like they all have an ability to like flow, and I feel like they're a bit, actually not even a bit, they're like much more expressive.
Mhm.
I think there's something to that expressive. Like you think of like a drum beat, you think of like a circle around the fire, maybe like a dancing circle or something like that kind of energy. I feel that same thing with the flows of those tools. And yeah, I don't know what exactly that is, but I
Yeah,
guess it's more expression that really like has landed with me
yeah,
versus good old fashioned stuff, which is still great. Love that. Go
yeah.
heavy and express yourself. But try something different, try something funky. Dance like no one's watching kind of an idea.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, okay, let's assume that like traditional training is barbell, back squat, deadlift, bench press, all that stuff. Like no one's saying you can't sprinkle in some kettlebell stuff.
No,
Yeah,
no.
like I think people are like, well, if I do this, this is all I'm doing. And if I'm doing functional stuff, I can't touch a barbell. I'm like, no, no one's saying that. You can do like a superset, for example. I can back squat and then flip the kettlebell around. Like there's components to
100%.
both, right? And then vice versa. You can flow with a kettlebell and then rip a deadlift. It's not. So I always tell people like you could do both. Like no one's saying that you can't do both. And I've seen you do that stuff with your own training where you're doing like both.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, people kind of get this weird like political stance of movement where
Yeah. Yeah.
my camp, this is my party, I guess this is who I am. It's like, dude, you could still go and like enjoy the other stuff too. Like,
Yeah.
what your main thing's your main thing, but like have some side dishes with the main
Yeah.
meal. Like, don't limit yourself.
Yeah, that's fun. Even with the political thing, I mean, it's like you can have some thoughts that are on the right and to have some thoughts on the left too. It's like you don't have to be one or the other. Like to me, it's crazy. Like you can have things to believe that are right. You can have things that you believe that are left. It's okay. Like you're not gonna get cancer if you believe that way.
Oh, and people, I don't know, man. I think people just stuff they don't understand, they get a little freaked out by. Like
Yeah.
especially some of the movements that I do. If you're throwing a kettlebell, you're out in a park with a steel mace. You're out there long enough, people are going to ask you questions, and if they don't understand it, it at least needs like a label. Let me just label it. Let me put
Right.
it in this box. And it's like, well, that's cool, but you can still pull the toys out of the box, man. You got
Yeah.
to just put it aside.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a human thing, a Western world thing, or the way we learn, but like, yeah, I see that a lot where people like they have to like this is a carrot and
Mm.
they have to have it like that, is this in the carrot family or is this a banana I don't know, it's just a fruit, man, just eat it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the lack of certainty I think freaks people out, myself included. But the enjoyment, the fun's and the mystery, bro. Like that's where the new experiences are. Where you're like, man, I've never tried that, I've never done that, and it could be like your favorite new thing.
Right.
Like dive into the mystery a little bit. Don't just stick with the same old same.
I feel like it opens like a different part of your brain too. Once you do some stuff with like the rope, like it's hard to explain because people will like ask me like, what does the rope flow do? They want that answer. I'm like, let's do it, and just see what happens. And then now they're like, oh shoot, I feel my foot better or my
Yeah,
shoulder opened up. Like, and for that rope thing, that experience is different for everybody, right? Like they gain something different. Like we all did whatever. Like I try not to bias people because I think people ask someone like you, like, hey, what do you think about this? And like, I don't want to bias you, but these are things that may happen.
yeah. Well, I think it's so unique too. Like I was just had the experience of helping lead a retreat in Oregon, which was freaking awesome.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
It was around like Enneagram typing and like people's personalities and kind of how they view the world, how they move through the world. And I was able to provide movement as a tool to either get them out of their brain back into their body, get them out of their body and kind of into just a flow state, or maybe kind of loosen those inhibitions and be a little bit more free spirited with it. And so it is interesting how from each person to person, that rope is going to be a crazy different experience. Like I'm a dude who lives in my head, bro. Like I overthink, I overanalyze, I'm way too just If I can get into a flow state, it gets me back out of the head, back into the body, as long as I can find that right level of challenge. So
Yeah.
it's like kettlebell and jujitsu. I mean, in that same breath, I feel like there's an odd flow state within jujitsu where
There is. Yeah.
you're not thinking about all that.
Right.
You're right here, and maybe there's an arm around your neck, and you're dealing with that.
Yeah. You mentioned something about flow state. Have you read the book? I think it's called Stealing Fire.
No, I don't believe I have.
Anyways, Stephen Cotter is his name. He has a couple books on flow. So they talked about I forgot what the exact term was, but it's like the challenge point. And if you
Mm-hmm.
do things that are too easy, it's hard to attain flow. But if you
Yep.
do things that are too hard, you can't get there either because you're just there's too much going on, right? So sometimes you might have done this before when you have like that workout where it's like just like perfect, you're flowing, right? Because sometimes you've had the workout, that was a little bit too easy. And sometimes, oh my God, that was too hard. At 21, 15, 9, it was too hard. But there's times where like if you just do the right amount of task, right amount of challenge, you get in that flow state. And I think jujitsu innately presents that, like,
Yeah,
good partner, if you have a good partner and the move you're learning isn't too hard, you'll get there, right? So I think it was cool that you kind of mentioned that.
yeah. I think, and CJ is the guy who kind of put that in my head some years back. That as long as you can get, if you're looking for that flow state, if the challenge is just beyond your skill level, that's that sweet spot to be. And that's something that I reflected a ton on in this retreat, where I was like, I was searching for flow state in some of my workouts, but I was kind of regressing back to like my same old patterns to where it wasn't challenging enough for me to actually get out of my head and get into a flow. And I was subconsciously kind of choosing the easy route to allow myself to stay in my head. And it was like a whole epiphany for me to digest. But I just found it super interesting.
That's funny. So with that, do you ever have like a go-to type of workout that kind of puts you in flow or something that just kind of makes you flow? Do you have something like that Goose or Instinctive Movement does?
Yeah, would definitely be kettlebell, 16 kilo kettlebell, starting with like figure eights between the legs, getting those going for a bit, and then usually getting into swings, kind of like the evergreen six. Also, shout out Steve Cotter.
Yeah.
Getting into swings, cleans, presses, push presses, snatch, goblet squats, and just spending time in those positions. I feel like if I can get the lower body woken up early on and not start the fire too hot, because I'm known to myself, I'll do that. I'll hit out right out the gate. I'm going too much, 20 minutes in, tired. So it's that slow build, usually with the 16 kilo kettlebell, about 20 minutes or so. And by the end of that, good flow, good warm up, breath rates up, heart rates up, out of my head, everything's awake, we're good to go.
Yeah. I have to get that workout from you. I do something similar. It's usually like jump rope. So I'm not really thinking too much and just move the kettlebell around. Like, it's some swings and some cleans, and that's pretty much it. But like I just want to do something a little bit different. Okay, so talk to me. You've done some of the functional training, odd positions, odd shapes, varied loads, different tools, and then you go to jujitsu when you're your first couple of times, like when you first rolled those couple classes, were you like really crappy at rolling? Did it kind of transfer over because you watch sports? Were people like shocked that you didn't do jujitsu because you were moving well? Talk to me about that.
I mean, good movement for sure. Just growing up playing sports my whole life, and why I think it's so important for kids to be like well-rounded in what they do. Like, if you want to stick to one thing, great, but more well-rounded, it will help you out later in life, especially with hobbies and all that jazz. But that is a different beast, brother. You could do all you want. You could be the best basketball dude. You could be running around. When you get a big dude putting some pressure on you and side control, you might hit that panic button, dude. And a couple times it's like, I don't know what's going on. Um, and it also, like, the pros, better movement, could get away with a lot more, can still do that to this day. I think I lean into my athleticism probably a little too much.
Same.
Technique could be polished up, you know what I mean? But going in, I was pretty strong. And trying to rely on strength was not a good idea. And so, first lesson, like, I mean, hip escape. You're not going to bench press a 285-pound black belt
You just cheer.
off. You're not. You're not. You got
Yeah.
to get out of there. And so it was a big learning curve, man. And I think the cardio, the gas tank, knowing how to pace myself was very unique. Where like you could kind of catch your breath in basketball, certainly in a workout.
Mhm.
If that dude is not letting up, you're not going to catch your breath. You got to figure out
Yeah.
how to maintain composure.
Yeah. So, but do you feel like all those things like the multi-sport athlete, lifting differently, did it kind of help you acquire the skill better? Or was it more so that like you watch UFC too? Like, do you feel like all those things or one led to another better?
Dude, probably coaching at Nazo was the bigger piece because I'm so used to like having my movement goggles on and analyzing how stuff's going that once it starts happening to me, it took a little bit of a learning curve because I was so used to seeing it on other people. I
Yeah.
had to kind of shift my perspective and be like, hey, kind of third eye this thing, see yourself, what's happening now, problem solve. So I think my ability to analyze movement and understand the biomechanics of everything was kind of the biggest piece. Absolutely, barbell landmine, biggest like lifting transfer to jujitsu, coiling,
Yeah.
framing, stay tight, huge benefit. But if you can start to understand movement even before that, that's what I think translated the best.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Okay, so talk to me about your Instagram handle. Why I never
Mm.
asked you. Why is it instinctive movement? What does that mean?
Dude, I love anime, bro. I'm a big anime guy. And so it was at Jonathan Parreira for a while. And it was just, regular posts and stuff like that. I don't remember what made me switch, but I was watching Dragon Ball Super and Autonomous Ultra Instinct. Goku's just doing his thing, complete flow state.
Mhm.
Instinctive, Ultra Instinct. I was like, let's go instinctive. And then instinctive movement was taken, so instinctive dot movement was the next man up.
Yeah,
And I just with that, and I was like, you know what, dude, this fits. This scratches that like cheesy primal itch at the same time.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, it was a love for anime and Ultra Instinct, just being in the flow state,
yeah,
not reacting, kind of allowing.
yeah. And do you feel like that has helped other like parts of your life, where maybe it's not so rigid, like you're able to just get up and move to Arizona and not cry too much, like what's that like?
It helps for sure. It's given me a good perspective. Like I don't know, man. I'm an anime nerd, big time, and I grew up watching it all. I feel like there's some good life messages and how to handle like adversity and problems and pain and things like that. And like I'm a big believer everything that happens is happening for a reason. This too shall pass. Like the good times, not
Yeah,
in a negative way, but like the good times they're gonna pass. The bad times they're also gonna pass. Like try not to take shit too serious because nothing's really that serious. It's
yeah,
all it's not, you know.
it's not.
So the move to Arizona was a big one, but like fiance's in med school. We did long distance once before, and I'm like, that was the worst year of my life, bro. You want to talk about crying and just being a mess? That year sucked, dude.
Yeah,
So no coming out this way, it's like, what do I got to lose, man? I'll figure it out. You can always
right,
figure it
right. Yeah, I think part of like you, it's like you're just like super relatable in a lot of ways because I followed you on Instagram and then we met in person. And now we're doing this. It's like you just seem like a super relatable guy. I think sometimes in this field, people do these crazy things and they become so unrelatable that nobody wants to talk to. Anyways, you have this little cult of people, but then like who are you relating to? You want to be able to relate to this person, this person, this person, this person, right? So.
out. Absolutely, bro. And I think, I mean, I've argued that the last 9 years, and clients are kind of recognizing that even my new clients are like, dude, like the movement side is awesome and you really know the biomechanics, but like you listen, and like the conversations we get into are like very, very personal stuff regarding family or what they're going through. And like a lot of the times, I mean, the body keeps score, all that internalized stress and stuff like that. Dude, a lot of the times people just need someone to listen a little bit and give them just a nudge of guidance and just be there. Like they just don't have support.
Right.
And I think we've all felt that for ourselves in some way, shape, or form. You were maybe the person who got left out, or you needed somebody in a moment and they weren't necessarily there. Like if you can keep those moments in your mind, it's so much easier to show up for people. It's just like just be there for them, man, and listen. The movement, if you listen, the movement will provide itself. It always has.
Right.
Always has.
I like that. It's funny. It is there. Sometimes like, how do you program? I'm like, well, I have a couple of concepts, a couple of things I want to go over, your squat, hinge, push, pull, all that stuff, rotate, lift, reach. But then as you're going through some of these, you especially for you 3D maps, right? As you're doing it with them, they're doing it, they kind of, oh, this, I feel this, like it gives you the answer, right? Like you said, if you're listening, watching, you'll have the answer every single time you train somebody.
And I think building that awareness, having that conversation with the client, super important as well.
Yeah.
Like for some folks, they've never had to feel a stretch, or maybe it's been so many decades since they felt a stretch, they're not too sure what it's going to feel like,
Right.
and they don't know how to describe that. And we need to take our time here. I don't want to rush through this. Let's just think about what you feel, and tingly, tight, like anything, achy, sharp.
Right.
Just give me some kind of an adjective. Let's build awareness and let's keep going. But it's on you to kind of facilitate that awareness building as well, and take your time. I think, like you were saying, a lot of people can kind of develop maybe this personality or this unrelatable kind of character, and eventually it's going to catch up to you. If you can slow down and just be there, be present, each person, treat them as the individual, it's hard to go wrong. Like, it's hard to fail when you give a shit and you listen.
Yeah. Like I've always said this. Like I've worked alongside a lot of coaches, and I'm not bagging on them, but I would say like this person wasn't the best coach. Like their exercise selection was questionable. The stuff they were doing was very questionable. But like he was super good at relating to people, and I always felt like we should learn from that. Like, watch this guy and learn from that. You're worried about like, do you have the perfect squat? You have the perfect mobility routine, but they're talking to this person, they're connecting. So it was like cool to see like a coach like that. He maybe it wasn't like he's not the best that art in the terms that we may see it as, but he was super good at talking to people. Like that's huge. I think like especially it's funny it's kind of funny that I see you successful as a kinesiology major doing this. I usually see the inverse because they're so stuck in the kinesiology field that they go to the job, they're terrible at it because they don't know how to talk to people, connect. And it's usually, for me, I've seen in the past, it's like the people who kind of fell into training, right? They're a little better, right? Because the people who went to school for this, they're just like that's what I learned in school, right?
Yeah, I think that falls back into that kind of categorization of stuff, like labeling of stuff. Stuff that's unfamiliar can be scary, and I get it. Like, I mean, there's certain shit that's scary. Going to jujitsu is scary
Yes.
sometimes. Going out into the real world can be scary,
All right.
but you gotta like, just dip your toe in the water, see what you got. And I think the more experience you gain from all these different kind of areas, because like you were saying with 3D maps and stuff, there's been plenty of times someone comes in, I've done a good assessment, I know X, Y, and Z is what I want to focus on. They get there, coach, my back's fucked. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, back was even an issue with the assessment. Hold on, let's reroute everything. Nothing that we did last time matters right now. All new information. Give me everything. What do we got? Or opposite. I had a dude who had like some back stuff was going on. Gave him a calf raise one day, calf raise, back popped, everything was good, all resolved. Next session, I'm like, dude, we got to start ramping it up. Everything's good now. We're back.
Mhm.
So you have to be able to adapt, listen, and be creative. I think that's why I love this freaking job, dude. Like, you could do whatever you want as long as it makes sense. Do
Right.
whatever you be able to justify, but get a little free with it.
Right. Yeah. Well, it goes back to what you said earlier. It's like it's not that serious. Nothing's that serious. Like, what's the real difference if they split squat 95 pounds instead of 100 pounds, right? It's not that serious, right? And I think as long as you remember that, life becomes easier, training becomes easier, you know, as long as you're not doing something that's malicious, like you're trying to hurt them, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy and it's pretty fun. You know, I believe in feeling like whatever like I'm big on that like whatever it is you're feeling it's okay to feel that whether that's happy and I think we live in a world where it's like what are you doing you know jumping around like that you're old you're an adult I'm like I don't care you know and I actually don't care to cry either if I watch something on ESPN and it's sad I'll cry man what
100%, bro.
the ones that always get me, man, are like the ones that they call the guy up to the manager's office, and the guy's like, "What's up, Skip?" And they're like, "You're getting called up," and they're crying, and I'm freaking crying, man. Those are the best, man.
I
Those
just saw one. I think it's for the Dallas Cowboys, but a dad who was working in the office was a chance to call his son and let him know, hey, you want to come work for us? And it's like everybody starts crying, you get a little choked up. Like it's beautiful to feel those things, man.
yeah,
Like
so cool.
emotion, is awesome. Like imagine if there was no emotion and everybody was just that like stone cold robotic. Like it would suck. It would
Yeah,
absolutely suck, dude.
yeah,
Like
it's
that's the whole expression of these tools. Like feel something, allow it to have you feel something. Throw on some good music and see where that takes you.
yeah,
Express yourself. Be
yeah.
you.
Because I don't remember in school we talked about feeling the exercise. Like I don't remember that at all. Unless I'm
No,
missing. It's been a long time since I've gone, but I don't remember ever like talking about like feeling your lat, you know, feeling your quad, you know. I don't remember like any of that stuff.
or even just like standing still for a moment. Unless one exception, if you had the Nintendo Wii and you had like Wii Fit, they had that little balance board thing.
All right.
But outside of that, how often is someone just standing there and taking some inventory? Where's the pressure at in the bottom of my feet? Am I on my toes? Am I on my heels? The lateral edges, the medial, like where am I? How am I standing? How am
Yeah.
I sitting now? What's my breath feeling like? Could I adjust my posture a little bit? Probably. Like, no, I just don't think it will slow down enough. And not their fault. Look at everything. It's all fast paced. I want my Amazon Prime now, dude. I want that on streaming now.
Yeah.
But if we could slow down and feel these things, I think our movement improves. I think our conversations improve. I think our communities improve. I think it all, for the most part, improves.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's faster paced where you're living at now or faster where you were before? What are some common things or different things that you're experiencing?
I would say the vibe out this way is a little bit more. You can do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing. As long as your thing doesn't bug me,
Yeah.
we're gonna be. Whereas I feel like not as a whole in California, but people a little bit more in each other's business, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, it's about the same pace.
Yeah.
We're Mesa, so there's a ton of like retirement communities around us, a lot of like 55 plus.
Yeah.
So super slow going, super mellow, not a whole lot of like rowdiness out and about. But San Luis was kind of that same way, super quiet, in bed early, a little bit of a nightlife in the college like season of things, but summertime slows way down. So it's not. There's more to do. Definitely more to do out here because you get like Scottsdale and like there's Top Golfs and
Mhm.
crazy restaurants and stuff like that. But I think the pace is still about the same. You could always find a chance to slow down and just like lay in the sunshine.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so you just talked about slowing down. Have you slowed down more and started picking up golf yet?
Bro, I need to golf more, dude. It's pricey, bro. It's pricey habit to get into.
Right. That's the main. It's not so much it's not so much the slowing down. It's the ticket. It's the ticket to get in. You know.
Well, and then like we probably got a window of like 2 more weeks where it's enjoyable to play golf midday,
Right.
and then like, bro, I don't want to get a couple reasons. I don't want the tan line on the arm. You know what I mean? And it's a little hot. Have to go early. Do I want to sleep in some days? Absolutely. But I do need to get out there because Scottsdale is like a hub for
Yeah.
golf.
Yeah.
Such a good spot to go golf.
Yeah. I think for you, maybe you set up build a network of keep meeting people so you can get a deal or something.
That's what I was hoping, dude. Like maybe I infiltrate a country club somewhere. And I'm like, guys, I'm certified
Yeah.
in all the golf stuff too. I got you. If you want to get a little extra power on it, let me know.
Yeah. So I think that'd be cool for you to like, you know, utilize those things. So with all this stuff that you do you have like like a routine that Jonathan go through every day? Does he, you know, does he do this morning? movement routine? Does he do like this night routine? You know, like you can talk to me about like maybe like a
Trying
day.
to get better on trying to get better at the nighttime side. Nighttime, I usually like by the end of the day, I'm kind of just like winding down. Let's throw on like some shitty reality TV, unwind a little bit, get some good food. The mornings I've been better.
Yeah.
Probably the past month I've been a lot better. I got the little like soulmate guys,
Mhm.
these little half court rollers. So I'll get stepping on these just to kind of wake the feet up, start stretching out the calf.
Is that the foot collective stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got a toe resistance band. You get the two halves. Then
Oh
it has
wow.
the foot foam roller in the middle.
What
This
the
thing's money, dude. Bro, it's nice. It's super nice. Easy to travel with too.
oh shit.
Um, like the half roller down on the ground, and I'll
Yeah.
just start stepping, get pressure on there, start stretching the calves out, kind of pedaling back and forth,
Yeah.
get into some leg balance work, where I'm doing maybe some reaches. Um, and then I just got a massage gun as well recently, so I've
Oh,
been kind of gravitating towards massage. It's so easy.
yeah.
And I'll hit some chest a little bit. I'm a big adductor guy. I
Yeah.
love rolling the inside thighs.
Yeah.
Usually the first place I go. Um, so using that in the morning, and then honestly, dude, making bets with clients on who's gonna not foam roll at night first has been a big motivator.
That's cool.
I'll be like, dude, let's put $10 down. We're gonna do 15 minutes of foam rolling every night. First person who doesn't owes 15. You're like, all right, gambling, we're in.
It's always fun to have a little incentive. So that thing you have is pretty cool. So it's a foam roller pretty much. It's a balance like deal, right? That's crazy. That's a really cool deal.
Well, and it was super interesting because like I've always worked on balance in the past, like single leg balance, different like foot reach matrices and things like that. But once I had just my forefoot resting on it and trying to keep my heel elevated and then going through all
Oh,
those same reaches,
yeah.
like exponentially more. Like I had done that on the ground. I had done that on like a foam version of this, but
Yeah.
never on cork. And it was just enough of that challenge again, where it's like just be on my skill level. Couldn't think about anything else. Just focus on the feet.
Right.
And so I've been playing around, different directions, even having some clients talk about more of that awareness, standing on them both,
Yeah.
and like just rotating, feeling that pressure shift, and just thinking about like, what is my lower body doing? What are my feet doing when I'm just standing around all day? Like they're always working. Show them some love.
Yeah. What yeah, so with that, like I mean, how cool is it for you to see the foot stuff come in? Like it's so popular now. Before it was kind of like, we've done this functional stuff for a while. It's like it was weird. It was weird when we first started doing it, and now it's like more common. And so it's like for me, it's been pretty cool to see. Like, do you feel like it's less weird now as well when you do like foot stuff?
Oh, dude. I mean, for sure, way less weird. I feel like most people at this point have some kind of like toe spacer, if not a toe spacer, like a lacrosse ball that they'll use for their feet.
Yeah.
The push for more like wide toe box shoes. I know my algorithm's feeding me that, but it seems like there's a
Yes.
I know
Same.
there's a big like uptick in companies that are doing like wide toe box cowboy boots now and basketball shoes
Right.
and all this stuff. So I think it's a lot less weird, and
Yeah.
it makes me. I have an odd memory of being like kindergarten age and having some like little and one basketball shoes.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
sick shoes, bro, sick. But I
I
remember
can't
being
believe they
through the.
went down. I can't believe they like disappeared. It was the coolest
I
brand.
know, bro. Bring back the shirts with the trash talk on them and
Yeah,
all.
let's do it, man. Shoot.
Sick brand. But
Yeah.
I remember having those shoes on, and my mom was driving me to school, and it would bug me that my pinky toe couldn't move, and just
Oh,
bro, I don't like that my pinky toe, and I'd try to like wiggle it around as much as I could in the car.
yeah.
And I would do that, and as soon as I got home, barefoot, barefoot, barefoot. Dad, put shoes on. No.
Yeah.
Push, no. Outside barefoot.
All right.
And so it reminds me of being a kid and having a weird like internal feeling about shoes where I was like, this doesn't feel right on my pinky toes. I don't like, this isn't right, but we're supposed to wear shoes.
All right.
Make sense. And now it's kind of coming out where it's like, heels, bad. Go zero drop if you can.
All right.
Orthotics, maybe a good idea, or is it the health of the foot? Can we work on the health of the foot and create more strength there or more shock absorption there? So I like the uptick in that. That was one thing I argued with against the Gray Institute in one of my gift gatherings.
Yeah.
Uh, One dude was pushing for orthotics, and I was like, nah, no,
Right.
never, nah. Which there's a time and a place, but I push the barefoot propaganda big time.
Yeah, I think it's good because like think about this, like if you're doing jujitsu
Hmm.
and you're just like a person and you wear shoes all day and now you're gonna be barefoot, that must be very hard, you know, like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm wearing my barefoot shoes, I'm barefoot now, like I feel like it was an easy adjustment, just the foot part. Some people are like, dude, they have to adjust to that too. That's crazy.
When I think too, dude, because I was a bit of a sneakerhead in like high school and college
Oh
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
trying to get some like the sickest shoes that were coming out. And then when I met Siege, he had some Vivos, the Stealth, the first Vivo Stealth that
Oh
was
wow.
out. And I was like, bro, I like those. What's going on there? And I switched into him. He was like, don't start running around. Don't,
Right, right.
around the house. Take a few weeks, take a few months, build into it. And I was a kid who grew up barefoot, but just from high school and college wearing, I mean, really cool shoes,
Right.
not cool for shoes. It jacked a lot of stuff up. So there's that big transition. So for folks in jujitsu who are always wearing funky shoes or boots, might be tough.
Right.
The ankle's not so strong. Maybe that heel hook's a little easier now. Maybe that straight ankle's a little bit easier now. You don't have that same stability that the
Right.
barefoot might have. It's interesting.
Yeah, even just your collar tie with them, like you can move them a little bit. They don't have that foot strength because they just don't train their feet, right?
Well, and the balance too. Like think about a big old sole on the bottom of the shoe. It's like you're standing on a little squishy pad. Less feedback, like all that. What you're supposed to be proprioceptively feeling is a little bit more muffled. You get out there and now it's barefoot on the ground. You've never stabilized like that. That takedown, you're going to trip and fall over your own feet.
Yeah.
Like let's build that proprioceptive feedback and increase balance, whatever we got to do, and then see how that translates to performance.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that stuff's cool. So one cool question I have, hopefully it's not too hard or whatever. Let's just say like you have like a person semi-athletic, wants to kind of stay athletic, healthy, every check all the boxes of all the things that you find important. So healthy, strong, athletic, good movement, some muscle. Like what would something like that look like a workout wise? Like what are some things that you would program for someone like that?
Yeah, they're feeling pretty good. They're an athlete. You want to give me a sport or no sport?
It's want to be generally good. Maybe I play some softball. Maybe they play some basketball. Maybe they roll. Like, what are some things that you would kind of like put in that program? Like, no limitations.
And they're feeling pretty good, pretty athletic.
Yeah.
I would definitely. So let's think. Landmine's going to be in there for sure, just for
Yeah.
the rotational piece of it. Probably getting into a clean and jerk, just because it's going to get the best of both worlds. Probably sit low into your squat, clean and jerk,
Right.
explosive. Swinging sports again. I'm going to want some kind of a med ball rotational throw. Could be more of that soccer, could be more of that rotational hitting style.
Yeah.
Grappling side, I like that posterior chain, getting a ton of load, working on like some posture. Mine goes to heavy, heavy, heavy goblet or maybe some zerchers.
Oh
Always,
yeah. Nice. Yeah.
zerchers are kind of a hot topic on Instagram right now too.
They
I don't know if
are.
you
They are. They are. I mean, I think again, it's probably not going to hurt me, right? Just do them.
know. It
And if
just
you don't, if they hurt too much, don't do them. Or lighten the load, or do them differently.
4 plates right out the gate, start slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we probably, again, depending on the sports, playing a little bit of soccer, I might add like a stutter step lunge matrix where we're
Oh,
getting like tap tap lunge, tap tap
nice.
tap
Yeah.
tap lunge. I wouldn't do too much cardio on that one. I'd probably keep it a little bit more strengthy.
Yeah.
Stutter step would be a good one.
Yeah, like I never done that before. I have to mess with that one. That's cool. I never thought of that.
Dude, for like the hikers, the trail runners and stuff, that foot slides out underneath you. That tap tap catch yourself, change
Yeah,
direction.
yeah,
Big. I like that one. Yeah, and then maybe like some kind of a kettlebell flow, like some circle swings.
yeah.
Again, get kind of posture nice and tall, a little bit more dynamic, going to get some core. Hip drive matrix, never a bad idea. Ab dolly.
Yeah. Now, for you, real quick, now that you got me thinking some more, have you changed your training more since you do jiu-jitsu? Have you added more like stuff that would helps your game more or not really?
A little bit. Trying to go more like brute strength type. So like those heavy sandbags, like the Freedom Strength ones, those have been good. Trying to push myself. I had a goal. I never got to it. When I was at NASA, I was trying to work up to using that gold kettlebell for a full workout. It's like 106 pounds or something like that, I
Oh my
think.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, like just using that the whole time.
Yeah.
So once I got out of the way, I did that same thing with the sandbag. It's around 150, might be a little heavier,
Yeah.
but trying to get that on the chest, do some presses from the ground,
Yeah.
shoulder that, some tap stuff there. So kind of increasing like the heavier stuff because my natural inclination is to go more long form, a little bit more endurancey,
Yeah.
not like real heavy 3 to 5 reps. So trying to get back into that a little bit more.
Nice, man. I think that's cool. Have some of like your teammates caught on to what you do as well? And do you get your brain picked a lot in there asking you about stuff?
Little bit because the coach, the instructor, he also does like a similar thing, and he's kind of more, I would argue, specialized in the jujitsu training side. Like if someone were coming to me and they're like, "I want someone to train me to get better at jujitsu," I'd be like, "I can." He's better than I am at jujitsu,
Right.
and he can way more than me. He's got some good techniques I'm not too familiar with.
Yeah.
Um, but on the injury side of shit, that's where people start coming to me a little bit quicker, where it's like, dude, knee feels a little funky. What's going on there? I'm like, well, when do you feel it? Da 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 da. All those questions, or like, man, I noticed you had really good balance. I had that single leg, but I couldn't take you down. Like,
Right.
how do you train your balance? Like, dude, let's book a little assessment. Let's see what's going on there, or just let's hang out after class a little bit. Let's
Yeah.
talk about some strategies you might want to try on your own, or maybe stuff to do before class to prime
Yeah.
some motions.
Yeah.
So here and there, I try not to push it too much at the same time though, because it's like
Right. Right. Right.
I've never been like the salesy type.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you come to me with questions, awesome. I'm never gonna be pushing my shit on you though.
Right. Yeah. I
Just
get the
organically
same.
letting it happen.
Yeah, if it happens, I get some stuff asked too. That's cool. So you watching the UFC stuff this weekend?
Oh yeah, dude.
Who do you got for the Kamzat Strickland?
Bro, it's hard to go against Kamazat, but
Yes.
but he looked rough at the weigh-ins.
Oh, you did. I haven't seen. That's the thing. I usually judge when I see that stuff. I like to see the face off. I like to see a weigh in. I judge off of that.
From what I was seeing, dude, and from what I heard, he had to cut 46 pounds for this. That's a lot of weight, bro.
Yeah.
And Strickland, he's good at defending the takedown. He's hard to keep down. He's got that
Right.
freaking shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say Strickland,
Yeah.
but I know it's a bad gamble. Like as a gambling man, I would I would never put money on Strickland, but I want to say Strickland. Strickland gets the win.
Yeah. You get to do the gambling's legal over there in Arizona, so you're lucky or not lucky. I'm not sure. That's cool, man.
It's pros and cons. You just gotta be smart.
Yeah.
Price pick, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. That one's fun. You get to do a couple. So you still watch UFC? Do you watch all the other sports too? Like what do you watch?
Not a whole lot of NBA, definitely NFL. Like NFL season, we went to a couple games this year, which was sick. Going
Oh,
to
nice,
Cardinals,
dude.
yeah, it was awesome. And at the time, watching Kyler Murray, now Minnesota Vikings, my team, our quarterback, it
Nice.
was cool watching that. Um, yeah, UFC, little bit of baseball. My cousin's trying to get me into hockey next season.
Yeah.
I'm on paper a Sharks fan, and there's that young dude. Couldn't tell you his name right now, but just set the record for like team all like points for the season, youngest ever. He was on the Canadian national team, so trying to get into that a little bit. Mostly podcasts, bro. A
Yeah.
lot of podcasts.
There's no hockey team in Arizona, right?
I think there might be.
We both don't know hockey.
There could be.
Well, I was just there in Scottsdale a couple weeks ago. I saw they're building the Cardinals facility out there in 2028.
Yeah, new one getting built out over there. That exit, you take that exit. My clients are right on the left hand side. That big old billboard's like right there. So I'd take that exit every Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, like that piece of land they have is huge. So I wonder how cool that's going to be.
Well, even their last one, dude, because we went to a like one of the preseason games, and then we went to the regular season game. They played the Packers,
Mm.
but it was hot outside, so I'm dressed in like tank top, shorts, thinking, man, this could be a hot game,
Yeah.
dude. Bro, there's AC inside. It was like 60 degrees once we got inside. I had to buy a little hoodie and stuff, but it was a stadium, bro, and good food, really
Yeah.
good food.
All right. All right. That
Yeah.
that's cool, man. Yeah, I like to for me I'm probably like MLB, NFL, NBA, and then UFC. The problem is like
Okay.
for me the UFC stuff is late. Like it's I like
Yeah.
I love when they're international. I wake up 6 a.m. Like I'm a early rise, early bed guy, so the UFC is usually pretty tough for me to watch. But yeah,
Who's
so
your MLB?
MLB.
Yeah. Who's your team?
But I would say Angels, like is local, but
Okay.
I'm not live and die by any team. I don't care that much anymore as I've gotten older. I just try to watch, and I think
Yeah.
sometimes watching with the bias clouds the enjoyment of the game sometimes. So I try to just watch and just enjoy feats of good movement and just be there and just be amazed at. Uh, I just don't understand. I just don't think people understand the gaps of talent these guys are compared to like you and I even like as like decent athletes, decent movers. Like we are so far from that. Sometimes like people that we work with like so far from us. I'm like, yeah, I don't think people realize that, you know. And then especially
Like,
after grappling a little bit more too, you're like, dude, I do I barely survive. I'm like, I'm not gonna beat Sugar Sean for anything, you know. I'm not gonna last 30 seconds with that guy. It's crazy, you know.
so many levels to the game, dude, and especially watching those pro dudes. Like I think I saw some kind of a study, some kind of a post last year, and it was asking what's the biggest gap between semi-professional and professional. What's the hardest bridge right there? And they all said golf.
Oh,
And
really?
like to be like a semi-pro, like teetering, real good collegiate player, you're almost there, dude. Compared to the guys that are on the tour, you ain't shit. Like you're
That's
nothing.
crazy.
Such a difference in skill, and especially like terrible golfer.
Right, right. Yeah.
Like, bro, me to like an average guy, I'm like, wow, bro, that like
Yeah.
blows my mind.
Yeah,
And so those
golf is
pros,
crazy to me. That's crazy. Yeah.
because at first I thought that'd be baseball. I thought that's the hardest gap to bridge,
Right.
but it turns out it's golf. As impressive as baseball is, like
Right. Yeah, I would think that maybe yeah, maybe baseball probably is the least, you know, because you don't have to be like super tall or maybe, you know, like there's, you know, but the golf's pretty crazy to me too. That sounds crazy. It didn't seem like the gap would be that big.
I just think about, dude, like you trying to hit. I mean, literally anything Otani's throwing. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you give me a lot of strikes, brother. I'm probably not making contact at all.
Isn't that crazy to think that's just like these guys are doing something so impossible at a high level?
It's insane, dude. Or like there's the other pitcher. I think he's on the Pirates, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Schemes.
bro, yeah, dog, you're throwing like 103. What? I'm
Yeah,
not touching 103. That's so fast.
yeah. Years ago, my buddy he threw really hard, and I just like played catch them, caught him. I had
Mm.
catcher's gear, and he threw 88, and it was so fast. I'm like, this thing hurts so bad. Like, how do people
The
hit
pop,
these things or catch them? And it was crazy.
bro. We went to a couple of spring training games like a month ago in Scottsdale and in Tempe,
Yeah.
and we got over and in the back. They're doing, hey, see how fast you can throw? It's like $5 for 10 pitches, whatever. Dude, we were all trying to crack 70, like trying
Yeah,
to throw our hardest, and it's like 68. You're like, whoa,
yeah,
dude, I haven't thrown a baseball in a decade. Like,
yeah.
what the heck? Add another 30 some miles to
Right.
that? No, no way.
Like I would argue that's pretty fast. Like you probably throw pretty hard compared to like a lot of humans, and you're right,
I
and
would,
you're close.
dude. One would think, bro. I'm out of practice, dog.
Right. But that's like I would say that's pretty hard because I mean to me I throw like I feel like I throw pretty hard. I'm probably like 65 maybe, and it feels like
Yeah.
pretty hard. But you're like,
If
dude, that's crazy. You're throwing 35 miles more than I am.
it was wild, man. Actually, you should come out next spring training, like rounds of games, bro. It's
Yeah.
so fun that way. Again, great food, great venue, super chill.
Cheap
Great.
beer?
What was that?
Cheap beer?
Not cheap. They got beer.
Yeah, that's it. We used to go to minor league games back in the day, and they'd be like $2 beers, $1 beers, and they're probably $5 now for a cheap day. I have no idea what cheap is
Dude,
anymore.
honestly, the minor league stuff would be even more fun just because they got such like fun mascots. Their hats and stuff are so rad.
Yeah, the
Like
hats are cool. The hats are cool.
a Savannah Bananas type game or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. All
Yeah,
right, well,
living for
man, I'm gonna let you go here. Thanks for the call, dude. So people can follow you on Instagram at instinctive.movement.
yes, sir. At Instinctive.movement. Yeah, I think that's my main platform that I'm on. Same thing on Threads, I guess. It's the same
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
At Goose Parreira on TikTok if you want to see me repost some really funny stuff.
yeah, yeah. What about, okay, so one more thing. What about like do you have like a book recommendation or a podcast? You said you listen to podcasts that maybe like can inspire somebody or put them more in a creative state or flow state or just anything that you want to share?
Yeah, dude. If I had a physical copy, I'd grab it, but it's on my Kindle, and I feel like showing you a Kindle wouldn't be great.
Yeah.
The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter. It's a
The what
book.
crisis?
The Comfort
Oh, comfort
Crisis.
crisis. Okay.
It's a book by Michael Easter, and without kind of spoiling too much, it's essentially him kind of realizing his unalignment with the life that he's been talking about living and what he's actually doing as he's writing these articles. Goes into this crazy trip where he's in a very cold location and he's doing some hunting, and it's very, very powerful. Definitely highlights how being comfortable can be very self-sabotaging, and doing
Ah,
things
I love it. I love it.
you don't want to do is good for you to a
Yeah,
certain extent.
I think it's funny because like for people like us, like we have to deliberately seek discomfort most days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a skill, man, in whatever form that is. Hopefully, for me, a cold plunge very soon in the garage.
Oh, nice. That's gonna be harder for you because it's a big contrast.
Very, very sharp contrast, and I'm curious how much energy it takes to keep water cold around here.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys have like solar or it's probably cheaper. I don't know. It's different, you know.
Bro, the fact that's another thing. If the people who own this apartment complex ever see this video, hey, hopefully you guys see this.
Yeah.
Crazy,
Um,
crazy.
so yeah. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for that, man. We'll talk soon and then hopefully people watch this, like, subscribe, share all that good stuff.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You ever want to do it again? Just let me know.
All right, Goose, we'll talk soon, man. Take care.
All right, brother. Enjoy, man. Enjoy.